Today we are going to be discussing the age-old question, are you going to be unemployed if you get an English major? If you're new to this channel, my name's Angela and the friend of all the good YA book recs and literary lifestyle tips. I just graduated from college with a degree in English, professional writing and rhetoric to be more specific, and so I took to Instagram and asked people what questions they had about majoring in English and what happens after you major in English, and compiled all those questions together into this video, as well as revealing some of the things that I found super helpful about having a major in English, why I decided to get a major in English, and what I will be doing next. Let's start with why I decided to get a major in English. So I've always loved reading and writing, and I've always known that I want to be a writer. That was kind of the career path that I've always wanted to take, even though everyone kind of told me those stereotypes of like the starving artist, starving writer. And I've also heard before the warning that if you get a major in English, you won't be able to do anything with it after. While I knew I wanted to major in English, at first when I entered university, I was a little bit tentative about if I should go the English route or if I should go more like the business route, such as marketing or international business. However, after talking to some of my family friends and just like different people I knew who worked in the business world, they said that there were jobs for writers in the business world. That's the reason why I chose my specific concentration. So at my university, there are 4 English major concentrations, 1 creative writing, 3 literature, 4 English education, so that's when you get your teacher certification, and 4 professional writing and rhetoric, which is the route that I chose because it seemed to be very closely related to getting a job as a writer after university. To give you a little bit of background about what I did while at my university and what the professional writing and rhetoric major looked like, I didn't take as many courses. I actually took 0 courses in literature because I came in with some credits. I did, however, for my Spanish minor, take some literature courses in Spanish. I only took 1 creative writing course in New Zealand when I studied abroad. Other than that, a lot of my courses were in linguistics and rhetoric and more how language works and how language works in a either business setting or just in a professional setting in general. I personally really enjoyed this, and it actually really strengthened some of the writing skills I don't get through my creative writing practice. So if you don't know, I usually write creatively for about an hour a day, and then along with that, I knew that even if you want to be a writer, you have to know some of these other skills such as marketing and copywriting and content writing. And so my major really allowed me to fulfill that requirement. I love creative fiction, but I also am a geek about nonfiction and business writing. So this route was perfect for me. Now, full disclaimer, with that and with the more specific experiences I'm about to get into, I can't guarantee that every single school has those experiences or that every single professional writing or English degree is going to look the same. This is just my own experience. So there were a couple of really amazing experiences that were kind of built into my degree that I thought really helped me and really set me up to succeed professionally. The first of those was that I had to do research, and then on top of that, I applied for a research grant, which gave me additional scholarship funding. Until I applied for the grant and got all the literature review and IRB approval out of the way, my entire research thesis was about 3 years. What I did my research thesis on was the rhetoric and linguistics of sexual violence prevention on college campuses. The second experience that was required at my school, which I really liked, was study abroad. I'm not sure if it was like 100% required, but it was really highly recommended, and I loved the idea of studying abroad. So I actually studied abroad in Argentina for a summer in order to practice my Spanish, and that was an amazing experience. I would honestly love to go back to Argentina. It was such a lovely country. If you're watching from Argentina, hello. And then I also got to go to New Zealand. However, I had to come home early because of the panini. You don't know what I'm talking about. So I'm a little bit salty about that one, but I really did enjoy going to Argentina, and I actually published research in Spanish in Argentina while I was there and had a faculty mentorship there as well. The third experience, which is probably one of the most tactical experiences that was built into my degree, was internships. I had to complete at least 1 internship for my degree. By the end of university, I completed 3 different internships in the field of marketing with an emphasis on like writing in marketing. So I really enjoyed all 3 of those internships, and they really helped give me a great perspective on what my degree would look like in the field. I know not all countries do internships, but if you are in the United States, I would highly recommend trying to find internships while you are at university. There are a couple of things I did that were kind of went above and beyond what was required of my major, but were still related to my major that really made my college experience great. One of those was working in my university writing center. I absolutely loved working in the writing center, and my senior year, I was actually one of the writing center leads. There was like 4 writing center leads who kind of co-managed the center together. The writing center is just a beautiful place to work, especially if you like writing in English, and it's like a part-time job, so you get paid to do it. And I loved everyone who worked there. Most of them were also English majors. So if your school does have a writing center, that would be a great opportunity for English majors to really make the most of their major. Another thing I did, which I really loved, was I was a TA. So I was a teaching assistant for the Intro to Professional Writing and Rhetoric course my senior year, and that was another really great experience and a great way to figure out if I wanted to go into academia or not. So if you are interested in grad school, even if you're just slightly interested, I would highly recommend being a TA because that would give you a taste of what you'd be doing in a master's or PhD program. Other than that, I also did some freelancing, which is another great way to use my skills outside of class and really get real world experience. How I got my freelance clients basically was trying to tap into my professional network via LinkedIn, via just like people I've met. So that is another opportunity that English majors have to get real world experience. I'm not going to lie and say that getting an English major will automatically lead to a job. I don't think there's really any degree anymore where you can say that if you get that undergrad degree, you're 100% going to have a job when you graduate. Maybe there isn't, I just don't know. So it really is important to make sure that you are getting the experience you need and that you're at a university that can help you get the experience you need. But going above and beyond just doing the coursework is really going to help you, especially from my experience as an English major. Along with that, two other things which I feel like can help you gain experience or gain insight about what different career fields might look like is one, to do informational interviews with alumni from your school. If you go onto LinkedIn, you can see all the alumni at your school and even narrow it down by what their current job title is, what degree they got from your university. And what I would do when I was still an undergrad is I would just reach out to anyone I saw who had my undergraduate degree or even just a job title I was interested in, even if they majored in something else, and I would just ask to connect with them, and then I would add a note to the connection and just say, hey, I'm an Elon University student majoring in X, Y, and Z. I'm interested in, and like tailor it to whatever their experience was. Would you mind hopping on a 30-minute call to discuss your own experience with me? Almost everyone said yes, and it was just a really great way to help grow my network, to get real world knowledge on what certain job paths were like and get like kind of unbiased opinions, because they weren't trying to recruit me to work at their company. So they were just genuinely telling me about their own job. Alumni love helping students. I would love to help anyone who reached out to me from my university, but just reaching out, being professional when you reach out, making it tailored so it's not just like a copy and paste message, so that it's just thoughtful and genuine, is a great thing to do. Now let's move on. The most commonly asked question that I got when I asked you guys for questions, like over 40 people asked this, is what can you do with an English major? And I thought it was really funny because some people even said, what can you do with an English major other than teach or work in publishing? And I think that's a really big misconception, is that if you are an English major, you automatically have to go into publishing or teaching. A fun story for you all is that one time I was at dinner for a bunch of people, and the one person there was a marketing major. There were other English majors there than just me, and someone was asking what we were doing that summer, and I mentioned I had an internship in marketing. And the girl in marketing looked at me and she said, how did you get that? Like, did you lie in your application about what your degree was? And I said, no, I said I was a professional writing and rhetoric major. And she's like, huh, that's so weird to think I'll be the boss of English majors someday. And my most sincere hope is that she has a boss who was an English major someday. But that's a very common misconception about English majors. But no, English majors can definitely get internships and freelance work and jobs in marketing. You're not just limited to publishing and teaching. If you do want to go into those career fields, that's great. I think publishing, from what I know, is an extremely competitive career field to get into, and the compensation isn't the same as other career paths. But if that is what you want to do, that is amazing, and definitely go for it. Journalism is another one I get asked a lot, like if I'm going to be a journalist, and I'm definitely not a journalist. I do know people with English degrees who have gone on to be journalists, to be editors of magazines and stuff like that. That's definitely also a career path you can go down if you want to. Other things you can go into other than those three kind of traditional jobs is that tons of corporations have writers in their marketing departments. They might go under a lot of different names: content writer, copywriter, staff writer, technical writer. I think a lot of them are pretty similar, or they're slightly different, but any of those you would be eligible to apply for with an English major. I would recommend, though, trying to get internship or freelance experience in those fields before you apply. I was looking through alumni from my school on LinkedIn who majored in English to see what they're doing now, and along with marketing and those other fields I mentioned, you can go into public relations, communications, there's corporate writer jobs, there's journalism, sales, copywriting, advertising, social media media management, technical writer, recruitment and HR jobs are also available to English majors. There's a lot of different career paths that you can take, and you're not just limited to what people classically think English majors go into. I've kind of hinted at the fact that I have a career lined up, and I figure it's time to just tell you all. I'm super excited about it, but I have a job lined up in Austin, Texas as a full-time writer for a health and wellness startup. I'm super excited. If you guys don't know, health and wellness is also something I'm super passionate about. I really believe in this company's mission. I loved all the people I met through the recruitment process at this company. I'm super grateful for this opportunity and to find a job right after college, and not only a job, but a job that I can genuinely see myself being happy at. This is honestly a topic I could go on and on about for days, but I think I'm gonna end this video here. Please leave any other questions or comments that you have in the comments down below. I'd be more than happy to answer. Again, with the disclaimer that this is all just based off of my personal experience, and this is not a sweeping statement about what it's like to get an English major. I personally loved getting my English major. I feel like it really helped me develop the skills I need, as well as the critical thinking skills that I might not have gotten in a more technical major. It also gave me a lot of really great mentorship opportunities and a lot of opportunities to gain experience and to just really showcase my own personal skills. Really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you enjoy content about writing and reading, I would love if you would subscribe, and if you enjoyed this video, feel free to give it a thumbs up so that the algorithm gives you more videos like this in the future. As always, I will see you in the next video and down in the comments.